Jai Hind everyone, my name is Muklit Goyal and I am Assistant Professor in Department of MC at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today I am taking a lecture on the topic of exception handling in Java from the subject Object Oriented Programming with the subject code BMC 202 for the MCA first year second sem students. So first of all, objectives of my slides: introduction, what are the exceptions and what are for, what is their process of catching and throwing the exception, what is their specifications, and some Java standard exception which is used in the programming. So first of all, introduction. What is an exception? Basically, exception is an error which occur during execution of a program. If we have any error in writing the code, then it can be caught using an exception. There are two types of exception, which is one is runtime exception, another is compile time exception. So it comes from the word error. What error basically means? Error means an incorrect output which can even terminate the program or even crash our system. So basically it's our responsibility to detect and manage the error properly, and so that our program leads to a complete execution. So there are three types of error. One is runtime error, logical error and syntax error. Runtime error are those which occur during the running of the program. Logical error are those in which the program does not perform the way it was intended to perform, and the syntax error are those in which we have any syntactical error during the writing of a code. Like if we don't put semicolon at the end of a statement or initializing any data type. So I am showing the example of runtime error. So here we create a class with the name error, then we initialize our data type, means int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 5. And what we are doing? We are doing a execution of a operation which says x is equal to a divided by b plus c. So this is the correct statement, because 10 is divided by 10, so it will give an output is equal to 1. But at the same time, when we are dividing it using a subtraction, which means int y is equal to 10 divided by 5 minus 5, which is equal to 0. So it basically means 10 divided by 0. So 10 divided by 0 it tends to infinity, we know that. Okay. So it will create an error, or it will be identified as an error by a Java compiler. As our syntax is correct, but at the runtime it will not execute the program, because int y is equal to a divided by b minus c is an error, because it is the number divided by a 0, which is not possible. So for caughting these type of errors, we use exception handling, or we can say we do error handling. Okay. So some typical type causes of error are memory errors, in which memory is incorrectly allocated, or memory leaks, in which we call the null pointer. Another type of error is file system error, in which disk is full or disk has been removed and we are writing to copy or doing something in the disk. Next is the network error, in which network and down or URL does not exist. And the last is calculation error, which we can see, which we have showed that divided by a 0. And next is array errors, in which we access an element at the position -1. Conversion errors, in which we are converting any data type into a number or number to a character. So we need to handle these types of error, and for handling of these types of error we use exception handling, in which we name them as a exceptions, or we call them as an exception, and these are the mechanisms which provide the execution of a program even those error exist in your program. Means the same program, If I run this program, it will give an error and it will not execute. But after doing exception handling, after caughting the exceptions, this program will execute, and at the point where we are dividing the number by 0, it shows there is an arithmetic error. So the exception acts as a global error method in that the exception is built into Java, and exceptions are handled at many levels in a program, locally or globally. So how do we handle an exception? For handling an exception, we use a block which is known as try catch block, in which we pass the exception, declare a clause which we call a throw clause, and our method, and declare a class. After doing all these things, our exception will be caught, and even with that error, the program executes and it shows an output. So what is a try catch mechanism? It is a mechanism wherever our code trigger an exception, the logical normal code is placed inside a block of code starting with the try keyword. I will show it using an example later, and after the try block, the code to handle the exception should it arise and place in a block of code starting with the catch keyword. So we use a try and catch mechanism in which we write the code inside a try block and catch the exception which that code may contain. So there are some standard Java exception which is throwable, exception and error, and the exceptions are of two types, which is runtime and compile time or input output error. So for catching the exception, we wrap the code into a try block, which I have already told, and these try blocks must be nested. They are not the open-ended block of code. Example, this is a syntax. Basically, we have a try, normal program code we write, like I have written that program of dividing by 0 or dividing by 1. Then we give an exception, we catch an exception by giving the type of exception which that code may have. So in that code in which we are dividing the number by a 0, have the error is arithmetic error. So we write the arithmetic exception here, and then through that catch block we handle that exception. See, now I am writing the same code with the try block and the catch block. We have started with the same, we just change the name of the class and there is no change in that, but we are writing the code into a try block. As we know that a divided b minus c might be an error, so we give it in a try block, then we catch that exception, and after accepting that code we print out that statement which is divided by 0, and the exception which is b plus c will give us simple output of y. In Java there are two keywords which are there is a very major difference between those two, and it is normally also asked in an interview that what is the difference between the throw and throws. So I am discussing those differences in these slides. The difference between the throw and throws. So the throw keyword is used to explicitly throw an exception within a block of code, and the throw keyword is used in the method signature to declare an exception that a method can potentially throw. For if we take an example like this, in this example we write catch arithmetic exception E. It is basically an example of throw, but when we talk about throws, we give the name of that exception in the method declaration, like public static void name throws arithmetic exception. So if we write in this program only public static void main throws arithmetic exception. It is a difference between the throw and throw. So this statement is throws and this statement represents throw. Okay. Another example that is in the implementation, we divided into 5 factors. One is purpose, why we are using these throw and throws. Another is implementation. In the implementation, what is the difference between the throw and throws? So the throw keyword can only throw a single exception at a time, while throws keyword allows the declaration of multiple exceptions that a function could throw. Next, exception type. Throw keyword can only propagate unchecked exceptions, meaning that checked exceptions cannot be propagated with throw. The throws keyword can be used to declare both checked and unchecked exceptions. Okay. Next is syntax. The syntax in the syntax, the throw keyword is followed by the variable instance variable, while the throws keyword is followed by the name of the exception class. And the throw keyword is used within the body of a method, while the throws keyword should be used within the method signature, like I have shown in this example. So type of exceptions are built-in exceptions and user-defined exceptions. First of all, what are the built-in exceptions? There are 12 built-in exceptions which are used for the different purposes. First is arithmetic exception. It is the thrown when the exception condition occurred in an arithmetic operation, like I have shown. I have divided the number by 0, so it is an arithmetic exception. Next is array index out of bound exception. What does it mean? This type of exception is thrown to indicate the array can be accessed with the illegal index. Means, like an example, the array is accessed using the -1 index. Okay, which I have written also. The index is either negative or greater than or equal to the size of the array. Like we have using the 5 values. We are using the array of for 5 values. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if we use the index 6, then it is the array index out of bound exception. Third type of exception is class not found exception. In this type of exception, we give the name of the class which actually not exists. File not found exception, when we raise a file which is not accessible or does not open. Input output exception, when we are executing a program using any input output device like printer, but that printer is not connected or not working properly, or due to which the operation is failed or interrupted. Next is interrupted exception. It is thrown when the thread is waiting, sleeping or doing some processing and it is interrupted. Basically, interrupted exception is used when we are using the multi-threading in Java. Next is no such field exception. When we it is thrown when a class does not contain the field or variable specified like int, we have given a output in the x, but we have not defined the value of int x, or we have not initialized the x value of x. No such method exception, in which the access is a method that is not found. Null pointer exception is raised when referring to the member of a null object. Number format, when we are converting a string into a number, or number format like we use for filling any data in which we write date of birth or date of anything, and we are not using the correct format. Next is runtime exception. It represents the exception that occurs during runtime. String index out of bound exception, it is thrown by the string class method that indicate the index is either negative or greater than the size of a string. Illegal argument, and the last is illegal state. So illegal state is when there is a error message when the method is not accessed for the particular operation, and illegal argument is thrown when the error or error statement when the method receives the argument which is not accurately fit to the given relation or condition. So these are the around 14 built-in exceptions. Now what is user defined exception? User defined exceptions are those exceptions in which the user create an exception class using a exception class, and all these exceptions of the subclass, the users also make a subclass of it. Means we have create an exception class and then we create a subclass and we extend that exception using the extend keyword. Like class my exception extends exception, and in this exception we define the exception which our program is going to handle. Okay. So we have to define the exception which program needs to handle. Okay, in which we can write a default constructor of our own class. We can also create a parameterized constructor with a string, and we can also use this to store exception details. Like I have shown, we can handle the superclass exception constructor from this and send the string there. Means my exception string and the super string. So this super string creates from the superclass of that exception. To raise an exception of a user defined type, we need to create an object of this exception class and throw it using the throw clause. Like what? I have created an exception with the name me. We create an object by using the new keyword. New keyword is used for object creation. Object creation of what? Object creation of my exception. Okay. So we have created an object of an my exception with the name me, in which we define the exception details, and these exception details we are throw using the throw clause. So we in the user defined exception, we create the object of the exception and throw it using the throw clause as it is shown in this example. So in this lecture we come to know about the exception. There are basically two categories of exceptions, which is user defined and built-in exception. Built-in exception are those exceptions which we directly use by their name. In user defined exception, we create our own exception and name it according to our coding practice. Okay. So these exceptions came from the error, and basically why we use exception? We use exceptions so that our program run smoothly, even if it has some error so we run that program smoothly. After using an exception handling, basically we run our program even having the error. Without using the exception handling, our program will not execute or compile. But after using the exception handling, the program can even execute also, it will show the output also, it will execute also, even after the existence of that exception. So it is the advantage of exception handling that our program will show an output even it has an exception. Some other built-in exceptions are, which is SQL exception, which we use in database. With this, I will end my lecture. Thank you very much.